time is 12:34 p.m. Good afternoon. The news headline: Insecurity. Heed God's directive, Adeboye tells Nigerian leaders. Pastor Enoch Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and other church leaders on Sunday prayed for the nation's progress. The church leaders made the prayers at the inauguration of Prophetess Esther Ajayi's Love of Christ Ultra-Modern Worship Center on Legali Ayorinde Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. Adeboye, a guest at the event, said that in the midst of insecurity and other difficulties, people should beckon on God for solution. He urged Nigerians to embrace God for stability and progress in families and the nation. The GO, who described the new church building as beautiful and deserving of God's presence, prayed that the place would henceforth be a miracle center, and any prayer made in this place shall be answered by God, for it is a blessed land. It is fulfillment of God's directive to his servant Esther Ajayi some years ago. The center today has become a reality. Nigerians and their leaders should heed to God's directive for the good of the society, just as our sister has done, which made us to gather here today to give him thanks, he said. Pastor Enoch Adeboye of the Redeemed Christian Church of God proclaimed peace in all the kingdoms that make up Nigeria through the traditional rulers that were present at the event. In his remarks, Prophet El Buba, a just-based preacher whose prayer was on fruitfulness, disclosed that Nigeria would begin to witness progress on all fronts. The preacher, known for the harvest of miracle babies, after praying for couples facing fertility challenges, said the days of strife and uncertainties in Nigeria will come to an end this September. According to him, people will come to the new worship center and render prayers, including those troubling the society, and get answers. For the place is God's project for a new Nigeria. It shall be well with Nigeria, as God is at work to eliminate all those chastising the country before the end of 2021, he said. Also speaking at the event, Dr. Richard Fasunoye, who expressed joy over the completion of the church building, asked the people to ensure that they discover their gift from God and grow it for the good of the society. The gospel preacher described the host as one who was specially gifted to hear from God. Speaking, an elated prophetess Ajayi, who traced how God spoke to her in the UK about the vision in 2017, said the place was planted for God for his worship. She thanked Adeboye for grooming her spiritually. She called on people with varying needs to visit the center for solution, saying it was meant for that purpose. She called for unity in the body of Christ in order to move the work of God forward and save people from anxieties. The time is 12:28 p.m. and the analysis is quite simple, that following the insecurity in the state, in the nation, where banditry, kidnapping, killing, maiming, and pillaging of innocent citizens has become the order in the country, and a whole lot of people, attaching this to the failure of the Buhari'S regime, where a whole lot of people are no more sure of their safety or comfort in the nation, because it is a common knowledge that the administration had failed their promises to focus on security, economy, and anti-corruption, and it is now ever regrettable that his administration of the President Buhari'S regime could be so aloof and cold and unperturbed as bandits ravage the citizens in most states, and particularly in Mr. President's home state. What a failure this has been, because it is a significance of incompetence, insensitivity, and failure in governance, which has brought so much devastation to our dear nation. And for this reason, as well as many people are charging the gallant troops of the Nigerian army to rescue our nation from the misrule of this administration that has led to escalation of woes of the country. Here is the renowned Esther Ajayi, who recently opened a new ultra-modern worship center on Legali Ayorinde Street, Victoria Island, Lagos, where she invited the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Adeboye, and other church leaders on that Sunday and prayed for the nation's progress. She appreciated the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God for mentoring her and nurturing her spiritually. And while the Pastor Adeboye was talking, he said that in the midst of this insecurity and other difficulties going on in the nation, the people yet need to beckon on God for solution. And he urged Nigerians to embrace God for stability and progress in their families and also for the nation. And he described the new church building as beautiful and deserving of God's presence. He prayed that the place would henceforth become a miracle center, that any prayer made in that place by people shall be answered by God, for it is actually a blessed land. He said it is a fulfillment of God's directive to his servant Esther Ajayi some years ago, and now that place has become a reality. Pastor Adeboye said that Nigerians and their leaders should heed to God's directive for the good of the society, just as Esther Ajayi has done, which made them to gather there today to give him thanks. And as well, in the remarks of one of the prophets, Prophet El Buba, who happens to be a based just preacher known for praying for people who have infertility problem, and there have been miracles of there have been testimonies of miracle babies as a result of his prayers. The preacher was quoted saying that by this end of September, that people that are facing challenges and all the uncertainties going on in Nigeria will actually come to an end. He said that people will come to the place of worship opened by Esther Ajayi, render prayers, and those troubling the society would also get answers, for that place is God's project for a new Nigeria. He said it will be well for Nigeria as God is at work to eliminate those chastising the country before the end of 21. He said, the time is 12:42 p.m. Thanks for listening.